Dialogue 2025 and to welcome all of you, our distinguished guests, especially His Excellency, the President, to the opening session of the two-day event. The theme for the National Economic Dialogue 2025 is Resetting Ghana, Building the Economy We Want Together. A bold and audacious vision by His Excellency the President to change the course of Ghana's destiny. Our experience in the 68 years of our political independence has not been spectacular, and the time has come to make a fresh start. When the President asked me to chair this dialogue, I agreed without hesitation, because I felt the same way as His Excellency, that Ghana indeed needs its destiny to be urgently reset. Your Excellency, on March 6, 1957, 68 years ago, when I first entered secondary school, the Gold Coast became an independent sovereign state called Ghana. And when Osajbo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah declared that our beloved country, Ghana, is free forever, he genuinely and passionately believed it. In his brief years of leadership of this country, he demonstrated clearly that he had come to reset Ghana's destiny. His purpose was not just to liberate Ghana politically from colonial domination and exploitation, but to build a self-confident country capable of managing its own affairs politically and economically for the benefit of all its citizens. In his statement of purpose, Dr. Nkrumah declared his selfless ambition to reset Ghana on a completely new economic model, to establish in Ghana a strong and progressive society in which no one, repeat, no one will have any anxiety about the basic needs of life, about work, about food and shelter, where poverty and illiteracy no longer exist. Disease is brought under control, and where our educational facilities provide all the children of Ghana with the best possible opportunity for the development of their potentials. That was Nkrumah's Ghanaian dream, and he executed this vision with passion, backed by clear and credible actions and a selfless devotion to the reset agenda. The transformation of Ghana was dazzling. Close to 400 vertically integrated agricultural and manufacturing ventures were established in Ghana, with over 40% in rural Ghana. Well-paying jobs were abundant. Unemployment was not known. Graduates left university with jobs waiting for them, and workers happily sang "Work and Happiness" every day at noontime. Sadly, Your Excellency, this period, which I describe as the golden age of Ghana, came to an abrupt end when Nkrumah was overthrown on 24 February 1966, and with that, the Ghana dream died and has since remained a mirage. This is not to suggest, Your Excellency, that the Nkrumah administration was done without its flaws and excesses, but the indisputable fact is that our First Republic still remains the best and only example of real economic transformation from a colonial economy, selfless leadership, and the best example of inclusive growth and development. Today, as we prepare to celebrate 2 days from now, the 68th anniversary of our political independence, Ghana remains under economic domination and servitude, and a poor, highly and unsustainably indebted country. Unemployment, particularly youth unemployment, has become widespread and a security risk, while Ghana is the only country in sub-Saharan Africa that depends most on food imports to feed its people. Our manufacturing sector has collapsed, while hardship is pervasive. And we know why we are where we are today, Your Excellency. And the question. Today, Ghana is characterized by a political mindset motivated by power to loot state coffers for personal gain, selfishness, arrogance, and impunity by political leaders and public officers. A party-captured political system where the party in opposition chooses to sit on the fence and does everything, even including mislead the people to undermine genuine effort to develop the country. There is no longer love for country. Economic mismanagement, macro instabilities, and macroeconomic impediments to economic transformation. Pervasive institutionalized corruption, brazen greed and graft. Poor governance driven by weak compromised state institutions. Maximum government with minimum governance. Broken, inefficient, ineffective, and expensive economic and social infrastructure. Failed agricultural policies culminating in overdependence on food imports. Exporters of commodities after 68 years of independence, and an over-reliance on imports of value-added products. A weak and compromised private sector frustrated by the public sector to promote and facilitate corruption. And a large number of state-owned enterprises who churn out losses upon losses every year, destroying the country's productive assets, accumulating debt, destabilizing fiscal performance of the budget, and which, above all, have also become a major source of corruption. Additionally, Your Excellency, we have succeeded in creating a new generation of young people called Generation Hustlers, who have lost hope, respect, and confidence in their political leaders and their country, and just want to leave Ghana behind them and relocate to foreign lands. A very sad spectacle of our once highly revered country. Your Excellency, this is definitely not the Ghana that our forefathers fought for, and definitely not the Ghana that succeeding generations have toiled and hoped for. Your Excellency, someone must reset the destiny of Ghana, and it can only be you. Everywhere in the world that the economic transformation has taken place, only one individual has led the charge. And the Lord has blessed you with the wisdom to take on that task. The task to liberate Ghana from economic mismanagement and corruption, to reset Ghana and put it on a path of sustainable and resilient growth, inclusive development and prosperity for all the citizens of the country. Ghanaians, Your Excellency, are tired of poverty and hardship. I must admit, Your Excellency and distinguished guests, that in the last 68 years of independence, Ghana has also suffered severe disruptions and dislocations from external shocks, including the COVID-19 pandemic and major supply chain disruptions following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and now the great disruption originating from the current US administration. We cannot ignore them. But the stark truth is that the overwhelming majority of our problems are homegrown and self-inflicted. Only our leaders and the people of Ghana can and must resolve these problems. Let us take the responsibility of resetting our destiny in our own hands. Your Excellency, the journey to reset Ghana is not going to be easy. It is going to be rough and full of risks and frustrations from within and from outside. However, with the determined leadership that you have promised and ownership from you, you shall succeed. Besides, there are many Ghanaians who are ready to stand with you and to work with you to deliver your bold vision. Like supporters of a well-known football club not to be named, you will never walk alone. This National Economic Dialogue, which you aptly set up as part of a 120-day social contract with the Ghanaian people, among its other objectives is to set in motion a process of dialogue and consultation on Ghana's present economic development challenges, discuss policy trade-offs, and build consensus around policy reforms that are needed to make Ghana a high, inclusive, and resilient growth economy. It is also intended that the National Economic Dialogue could be structured into a permanent consultative machinery in which the authorities, the private sector, civil society, and international partners regularly discuss socioeconomic and growth challenges, emerging opportunities, and risks. Your Excellency, the institutionalization of this process to advance your research agenda will be key to success. There are some who have already concluded that this is also going to be yet another talk show and that there will be no follow-through actions. Hence, the commitment to institutional dialogue should be prioritized to take away these doubts. After this plenary session, there shall be 6 breakout sessions which shall take critical look at 6 of the most pressing issues facing Ghana. And by the close of tomorrow, the dialogue will present concrete proposals to assist government with the execution of the reset agenda in order to reshape the future of our country's destiny. Your Excellency, permit me to reiterate that the task of resetting Ghana cannot be delayed. There is no option. We delay it at our own peril. As Brutus says in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, there is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. That time is now, and the opportunity is here. Failure to act cannot be an option. This bold vision to reset Ghana should rewrite the history of Ghana and Africa and give the future generations to come a lasting hope in our country and in our continent. Finally, Your Excellency, allow me once again to welcome you and the Vice President and all our distinguished invited guests to the 2025 National Economic Dialogue in Accra. I thank you for your attention.